song about my beautiful hometown, Akron, Ohio. To Ohio, when my city was gone, there was no train station, there was no downtown. South Howard had disappeared. All my favorite places, my city had been pulled down. Reduced to parking spaces and all way to go, Ohio. To Ohio, but my family was gone. I stood on the back porch, there was nobody home. I was stunned and amazed. My childhood memories sort of swirled past like the wind through the trees. I said I ain't always to go, Ohio. Right out of socket. To Ohio, in my pretty countryside, it had been paved down the middle by a government intent on fucking up this whole country. The farms of Ohio had been replaced by shopping malls, and music filled the air. Seneca to Cahoga Falls. I said I ain't always to go, Ohio. I found a picture of you. Oh, that hijacked my world that night to a place in the past where we've been cast out of. Oh, and now we're back in the fight. We're back on the train. Oh, back on the chain gang. Circumstance beyond our control. Oh, the phone, TV, and the news of the world. Got in the house like a pigeon from hell. Oh, descending our eyes and descended like flies. Put us back on the train. Oh, back on the chain gang. Powers that be force us to live like we do. Bring me to my knees when I see what they've done to you. When I die as I stand here today, knowing that deep in my heart, they fall to ruin one day for making us part. I found a picture of you. Oh, as the happiest days of my life. Like a break in a battle, it was your part. Oh, in the wretched life of a lonely heart. We're back on the train. Oh, back on the chain gang.
it's in their best interest.
And if they don't, are you supportive of quotas?
Trudeau uses language that makes him sound fair, progressive, and open-minded. However, when we look behind the mask, a much different person surfaces, a person who's the opposite of his persona. In this video, we're going to scratch beneath the surface and find out what Trudeau's language reveals about his personality and agenda, and why this is important for everyone. Like celebrities, politicians are constantly preoccupied with self-branding. The brand image is how the public actually perceives them, while the brand identity is how the politician wants to be perceived. Oftentimes, there's a huge difference between the two. The politician's interested in scoring high on 3 parameters: familiarity, that people know what the politician stands for; similarity, that people are able to identify themselves with the politician's causes; and more importantly, the words he uses to describe them; and likability, that the politician shows good qualities. This is why politicians talk to ordinary people and participate in normal activities when the cameras are rolling, usually with a big smile on their face, happy because of all the publicity they know they're getting from it. Let's take a closer look at Trudeau's probably most revealing interview. But before we do, if you like the video, click the like button. And if you're interested in the hidden secrets of language, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Welcome aboard.
So, diversity. When I started asking for this interview 2 years ago, it was because I was at a dinner and heard you speaking about diversity.
Right from the beginning, it's important to note that the two of them presuppose a particular meaning of the buzzword diversity. That in order for there to be diversity, people have to look different, have to be born different. Thus, they're both focusing on outer characteristics, and as we'll see, they care much more about people's physical appearance than their inner characteristics, such as talent.
And heard you speaking about a cabinet that was equal men and women. Today, it is gender balance, 17 women, 17 men. It was clearly intentional. Why did you do it?
Well, first of all, before you can get to a cabinet that is gender balanced, it took a number of years of work recruiting great women and convincing them to run for politics, which isn't easy as it is. So,
politicians are always interested in coming across as dedicated leaders fighting for what's right. Because they constantly advertise for themselves, we should be skeptical of their language. Here, we should be skeptical of 2 things. 1, the real reason for a photo like this, and 2, a word like convincing. Because who does this benefit? It benefits Trudeau. It makes him look like a frontrunner for social justice. Thus, the verb convince has self-serving motives and detracts from his claim to be fighting for the common good. Later on, this point is made painfully obvious.
But why do it was fundamental to governing well. When you have a broader group of people with different perspectives, with different backgrounds, with different stories, with different life experiences, you're actually much better able to solve different problems.
What Trudeau deliberately doesn't factor in is that people with similar backgrounds or the same innate characteristics can be very different from each other. This goes back to the presupposition in his popularized definition of diversity, that people have to be born different, and essentially then he places greater emphasis on this than qualification. How many better alternatives is he willing to discard because he's preoccupied with people's physical appearance and what their name is? His definition of diversity exposes how he views people as groups rather than as individuals. Each group is expected to behave the same, believe the same, want the same. Groups are easier for politicians and media to upset and control because people have an innate desire to belong to something bigger, a group. Politicians and media bank on that. What Trudeau is deliberately overlooking is that personality is the most important factor when talking about diversity. It's not people's innate characteristics that make things better per se. It's that they, as individuals, possess job-relevant qualities and are talented at what they do, irrespective of their innate characteristics.
He's a particularly repugnant psychopath, I think. Hello and welcome to another edition of Live at 5. I'm your host, Hawkeye. Two Hawkeyes in one. What's new? Yeah, what's new? What's new, everybody? Well, not really new, but I'm really, really stoned right now. I think it started on Thursday. Been pushing the outer limits of THC dosing, and I've come up with the observation that I think for this neck and shoulder pain I have, I think 100 milligrams 3 times a day. I think that'll do it. Yesterday I ate a whole bar, 1,200 milligrams, I tell you. 1,200 milligrams of THC in a day. Woo-hoo! Woo! I don't think I talked to anybody. I don't think I could have talked to anybody yesterday. All I could really do was say things like wagga, 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 wagga. Wagga, 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 wagga. Wagga, 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 wagga. The lamp is on, which means it's dark outside. Which means tornado warning, tornado warning, tornado warning, tornado warning, or something like that. There's a weather warning pretty much every day now, I've noticed. Every freaking day. Severe weather alert, : hot. Severe weather alert, : rain. What's Joe Biden up to these days? Anybody know? Hello to you, Vicnoid from Connecticut. It's good to see you. Good to see you. I still cannot post in YouTube. I can't get into YouTube. I can't get in. On my phone I can, but I don't really know what I'm doing on my phone when I'm in there. You know? Very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. This whole computer thing is all wagga, wagga, wagga. Wagga, 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 wagga.
His wife, rest of humanity, we cover the most diabolical yet hilarious news of the week. Our top story today, Justin Trudeau is back in the news after announcing his separation from the First Lady of Canada. On his Instagram, Trudeau wrote, "Sophie and I would like to share the fact that after many meaningful and difficult conversations, we have made the decision to separate. As always, we remain a close family with deep love and respect for each other and for everything we have built and will continue to build. For the well-being of our children, we ask that you respect our and their privacy." And his wife, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, shared an identical message. Oh, that's good. Our country is being led by a man whose wife decided to hyphenate her last name. That makes me feel safe. News of Trudeau's separation has led to Canadians calling for their own separation from the most hated prime minister in Canadian history. But to those of us who have been paying attention, this isn't news. Trudeau's wife clearly learned her acting skills from her drama teacher husband, because it's clear they've been separated for years. Check out the recoil on that kiss. Look at this one. This chick's about to be injected with literal poison, and her biggest concern is catching cooties from Trudeau. Can you blame her? Speaking of women willing to die for the cause, vegan raw food diet influencer Jana d'Art has died from suspected starvation. Vegan influencer Jana Samsonova has allegedly died of starvation after subsisting exclusively on a diet of exotic fruit in Malaysia, according to her friends and family. She was 39 years old. I mean, the story is sad, but look on the bright side. Human beings are sacrificing themselves to save the cows and chickens, which means for the first time in history, the animals we typically eat have a chance to really freely evolve. And we're already seeing the positive effects. Meet Angela the bear. Zoogoers can barely believe it's real. A zoo in China has refused to grin and bear it after video of one of its bears standing on its hind legs went viral, forcing officials to deny it was a human in a costume. I don't even have any jokes for this. That is just straight up adorable. And as the animals mimic the humans mimic the animals. Meet Toko, the man going viral for his first walk as a human dog. The man, identified only as Toko, wears a hyper-realistic suit in order to realize his lifelong dream of becoming a good boy. His YouTube channel, I Want to Be an Animal, has become an online sensation and shows videos of him in the dog costume, rolling on the floor, confusing other canines, and just generally being man's best friend. Hey man, if you wanted to be a good boy, you could have saved yourself a lot of time and money by contacting this guy.
So you're really trying to tell me that you just rolled out of bed like that? You're glowing. You're making me feel good. I want to make you feel good. Go lay back down. Go. Now.
You have no idea how amazing you are. Lay back and relax. Good girl.
Joey B, I'll never forgive you for bringing that man into my awareness. You know, I'm sure you're hoping this dog story is a one-off, but this seems to be quite the trend in Japan. Another man has spent approximately $20,000 on an ultra-realistic costume so he can fulfill his lifelong dream of looking like a wolf. It turns out furry culture is so popular in Japan that they host a furry convention every year. The con's programming includes workshops and seminars in acting, costume building, art, and more. You know, I'd say the Japanese are into some weird shit, but I don't.
Evening, Ken.
Hey, Nick. You know, I think she has the most irritating voice I've ever heard. That is just horrible, man. Sorry I had to go through that.
It's all right. The fucking world's that mental anyways, isn't it? You start to go mad.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Hello to Vicnoid and Annie, who's lurking, and Kev is here as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. How are you doing, Mick?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not bad today. Little touch and go yesterday. I really pushed the boundaries of THC consumption yesterday. Whew.
It's fun though, isn't it?
What's that?
It's fun though, isn't it?
Oh, my God, isn't it? You know, it's just like, well, I still got like 15 pieces of chocolate left. Like, how about 6? Sure. Oh my God, 50 milligrams of THC in one little tiny chunk of chocolate. It's just mind-boggling.
It does something else, doesn't it? When you eat it, it's not the same as smoking it.
No.
It releases another chemical in your body.
It kind of pisses me off that I should have had this sorted out like months ago. And I actually went to a doctor about, trying medical marijuana. And so I was honest with her. I told her I had abused cannabis in the past, but this is what I'm planning on doing. And so she leads me on this CBD thing for about 2 months. And I maxed out on that. And then she said, okay, I'll see if I can find another doctor. And I haven't heard anything from these pukes.
So you're still smoking the weed?
Oh, yeah. So yesterday, like, not only did I eat like over a gram of THC, but I did a fair amount of smoking too. And I was just absolutely paralyzed with intoxication.
Do you know when I use me vaporizer?
Oh,
The stuff that doesn't burn.
yeah. Okay.
I keep that in a jar and then I mix it up with coconut oil and I filter it through a cloth and just take a little spoonful of that with a yogurt or something. And I tell you, when you take it, I'm fucked the next day. It's like as if I'm half drunk. Like, I can't walk straight and that.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you, man, it is something else. It is something else. Even if you don't like chocolate, Kev, just hold your nose and try it. One little piece of chocolate, and I'm fucked up. I'm fucked right up. So I know that this stuff works for pain now. Like I'm absolutely sure, raw, pure pain. And even I am thoroughly convinced now that THC works for arthritic pain as well, Mick.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't stop arthritis, but it definitely it takes the edge off the pain.
It does something, man. Like and it does something in like a real sort of a profound way. And so my goal is to try to get on some THC by mouth and hopefully on a prescription so I can get free drugs.
So will they give you whatever form that you prefer? Like if you wanted it in flowers, they'd give you it in that, would they? Buds.
Yeah, so like whatever you want, like orals, smokables, yeah, all of that. I still
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm also still actually thinking I did a little more reading about magic mushrooms, and I'm still gonna give that a shot. Maybe this week I might do that, but no, I've got to find a doctor that'll prescribe the cannabis for me, save some money.
Do you know when it comes to hallucinogenics, in my experience, you're better off taking a few too many than a few too less.
Okay.
Because you never get to that like intensity and that mystic experience if you take not enough and then think, oh, I haven't had enough, and you take some more. It's not the same.
How many grams do you tend to use?
I don't know. I just take like a few hundred.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't know? Okay.
A couple hundred. But you're only supposed to take 30, like 35s are recommended. But I like a really intense fucking time. You know what I mean? Like where you going, like breathing out, thinking, "Full." It's like it's a bit much, but it's once you get through it, it's like it's worth it.
Okay. Yeah. So
sorry, I don't know what it's like for pain though. I don't know if it does anything.
Oh, so you don't know about hallucinogens and pain?
Yeah.
You're not sure?
Like ecstasy, MDMA, that just obliterates pain. You have no pain whatsoever with that.
Okay. All right. That's that's the one that Dee was on not that long ago, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, no, give me some of that. So yeah, I mean, I'm just talking out loud, but no, I'm glad I'm glad I finally got around to the THC edibles, And so yeah, no, I got to find a doctor, and I will also. I'm going to try some in September. August is a lean month because my fucking accountant charging me a lot of money there, Mecca.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, we find out on Wednesday, and it could be I'm in the dough. It could be I'm in a bit of shit. It's too tough to help.
Well, it is what it is, isn't it? It's like nothing's going to change. Whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I'll find out on Wednesday whether it's good or bad news, and then we'll see.
Yeah, until then, it's neither, is it?
Basically.
Have you tried smoking some really strong sativa?
Say that again?
Have you tried smoking really strong sativa?
No, but what I did yesterday was instead of oral indica, I tried oral sativa, and I was surprised. It had a measurably different effect. I've never messed with sativa much at all. I've always been for insomnia, indica for insomnia is what my motto. But that sativa was woo, jeez.
Yeah, it's like it's all in your head, isn't it? It's like you're more active, I think, but you really feel it really strong. You know what I mean?
It really makes a huge difference what kind of mood you're in and how that affects your trip, I think.
Yeah, it's like strains. It's not like one weed's the same. It's not like it's all the same feeling. They all have totally different side effects within a degree of side effects, if you know what I mean. Like some give you proper munchies, don't they, and dry mouths and things, and others relax you, and others make you paranoid. And
yeah. Like just up until about 5 minutes ago, I was sure that I was going to get a Domino's pizza tonight. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But
Well,
that's the drug addict in me.
Habit's a funny thing as well, isn't it? When you know habit, you've got a habit. Yeah, you know you shouldn't do something, you continue to do it. It's like,
yeah, I got me plenty of those.
Strange, isn't it? You can't you can say how wrong it is, but you can't stop it. You keep on doing it.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's strange anymore. It's almost so sadly predictable for so many things now. Who's the retard in the chat? I suppose bright with 2 T's. Jesus.
I was down there days the other week, but I didn't have a chance to see him because my daughter was giving birth.
Yeah.
But there's quite a few transsexuals down there, like I noticed.
Oh, yeah. When you say down there, you mean London?
Plymouth.
Plymouth. Okay. Yeah, I think I heard Dee's a tranny. Pretty much everybody in Plymouth, I imagine, is a transgender.
Well, it's like, like when I talk with my daughters, I come across to them, they make out like I'm a fucking dinosaur. So now when I say, well, it's not, it's just a man, isn't it? It's not a woman. It's you know what I mean? And they go like as if I'm going against it. And it's just what I say. So when we were walking out the town, I says, obviously, there's quite a few transsexuals down there. He says, what, just that one there. And I says, well, if you can spot them, if you didn't ask them what they identify as and you know it's a transsexual, why am I getting stick? When I'm just saying that, I know it's a man, I know it's a transsexual, I know it's somebody not that sex, so like, why am I getting stick when I say I recognise it, but they recognise it, but they pretend that they don't? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple of things going on. One, I think there is an agenda, and I think the tranny agenda is part of it. And I think the other thing is that after anything's always been around, and they're just this is the time it appears that they reveal a lot of truth in the end. It seems. And
It seems like they're trying to turn us to mush, doesn't it? Like you're getting attacked for being masculine, but you can go as feminine as you want, and that's fine.
yeah, well, a lot of it's just the same. Like they want us to think on the old right versus left, right? Man versus woman. The real either ors. They're really pumping that up these days. But it's working. People are fighting like never before, man.
It's just becoming more as well, isn't it? There's more divisions just happening all the time, isn't it? Like within a group, that divides again. Do you know what I mean? There's like different factions in the group.
Kev is asking if they make THC cheese. Without even looking that up, I'm going to say yeah. And I'm just going to see if I can get that.
Sounds rank.
The fuck are you smoking, you fucking emphysemic?
White Widow. It's shite, really.
Yeah.
Like all these old strains that were great, they don't exist anymore. They're just these fucking things that are not even like that anymore. It's not like the old jeans, like skunk and that. You can't get real skunk anymore.
Well, this is a pain in the ass. So I'm trying to find out if you can get cheese, like marijuana cheese, but it all goes on.
You get a strain of cheese marijuana, can't you? Like blue cheese.
Like but cheese is a cannabis strain, it says here. Yeah. So I don't know, but sounds good to me, man.
Have you smoked any of the cheeses?
I'm sure that I have. I just don't really remember much. I'm not very fussy or particular when it comes to weed. I find everything kind of fucks me up and makes me stupid. And the only thing that I've really come to understand about THC now is that for pain, the oral, the chewables, the edibles really does work. High doses of like hash burning,
Yeah,
or edibles really, really help.
it does inhibit your doing, doesn't it? It's like you don't do things as much when you're stoned out your head. You tend to become a little bit of a couch potato, don't you?
It's for me, it's good or it's bad. And it can also be both. Like I can have like these potential bad trips, and I turned it into the most amazing thing. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like the last few days have taught me that it's a drug you have to respect, but you can really push it if you want to.
But like our tolerances is really high, isn't it? We need stronger drugs. Do you know what I mean? If you came in at the stuff we smoke, you'd be wiped, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like I know the dope was good when I first started smoking, like fucking decades ago. You know what I mean? But it has got higher amounts of THC now than it did then.
How old were you when you started?
16.
Yeah. I think I was around 14 when I first had it.
I didn't even smoke cigarettes up until then.
Yeah, I did it the opposite way. I didn't start smoking until my late 20s. Stupid, man.
Yeah. But you go seeking the feeling, don't you? That you get like the dizziness or whatever. It's like that state of consciousness. It's another state of consciousness. I must try it. It's like there's other people just wouldn't because they don't want to change the state of consciousness, do they? Like they're stuck in, fastened in. It's like,
Yeah. Geez, Mick, I've got Domino's pizza on my screen here. That's bad, man. That's bad.
yeah, that's eating shite, that man.
I don't know. It's actually not bad food, but
Yeah, on the taste buds, but it's not good on the body, is it?
probably not. No. So now this, because of these computer problems I've been having, I have to fill in everything from scratch now. Really bizarre.
Is your computer running really slow and things like that?
Actually, it's sped up quite a bit, but there's just stuff I can't get into right now, like YouTube and Discord. And I'm actually kind of enjoying the break from them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to delete all your cookies and that, don't you? Because they'll get blocked up and then it won't reveal certain things on pages and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about habits, and I mean, listening to idiots or shit on YouTube was a bad habit I had. And I'm still trying to kick it.
It becomes like how television's a habit, doesn't it? You sit watching this shit, like.
Yep. Yeah. Television is dangerous, man. Well, Mick, it's 7 o'clock here. I see 7 people are watching. That's just good luck. And but I'll be on tomorrow night probably for an hour.
That's very nice talking to you, anyways, Ken. So.
Oh, it's always a treat. So I'm just gonna go and order a pizza and get really high. So take it easy, Mick. Have a good night.
You as well, Ken. I'll catch you later.
Thanks to everybody in the chat. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Take care.